Hello, my name's Mr. Nally and I'm the Resistant Materials teacher here at Saltry Village Academy. I'm here to introduce you to our GCSE in Resistant Materials route. Design Technology has two different routes that you can take. One is the Graphics pack. The Graphics course is where you deal with boards and paper. The Resistant Materials course is where you deal with wood, metal, plastic and electronics. I will be talking you through the resistant materials in this PowerPoint presentation. In the resistant materials path, there are three different parts to the course. There's the theory part, the practical part, and the coursework part. Obviously, being a practical subject, there's a heavy reliance on the practical elements of the course. But overall, you will still have to learn quite a lot of theory and do a reasonable amount of coursework as well. At the end of it, you will also have to take an exam. I'll be talking you through these individual parts and how they're weighted towards your final grade. While undertaking those three different parts, you'll be learning a range of different areas of resistant materials. Modern materials talks about new and upcoming materials, materials that react to the way something happens, like a stimulus. We'll be talking about users, the target market, and how it's important that we have to design for specific target markets and how that affects our overall design process. We'll also be learning about different materials, not just working with those materials like wood, metal and plastic, but learning about their mechanical properties like brittleness or toughness. There is also a heavy emphasis on the designing part. The designing is really important in our subject because it's all about solving problems, and you design to solve a problem for someone like your target market. When we're designing, we even use CAD software, computer-aided design. Computer-aided design allows us to draw things in a neat and technical way so we can see something in a way that we wouldn't be able to see it unless we made it. We'll also be looking at mechanisms, electronics, a little bit of programming, and all sorts of fun bits like that. Making is one of the biggest parts of our course, and it's also the main reason that most people choose to take up resistant materials as a subject. In our course, we do a lot of making of different projects. In Year 9, you'll start off by building projects that will be set by the teacher that teach you all the different type of hand and machine skills you'll need. As the years progress, you will then be able to build projects that are more unique to yourself that you can design. We use a range of different machines and tools in the workshop: saws, hammers, files, we use mallets, chisels, we use machines like the drill press, the scroll saw, the disc sander, a variety of all sorts of different things. We even do some industrial processes like vacuum forming and casting. Making is probably the most exciting thing you can do in our school, and this is one of the reasons that people feel that this is possibly the best subject they can take. When the students begin the course in Year 9, we assume that they don't have all the skills that they require to do the course, even if they've done resistant materials in Year 7 and 8. So with that in mind, what we do is we give them two different projects to do that are set by the teacher. The first of these projects is to give them a high level of skill in wood, metal and plastics. This is the anamorphic lamp. It is a lamp that is shaped and designed in the frame of an animal. We use wood for their body, plastic for ornaments and parts of their ears, and as well as that, we use metal for other different parts. It's a really good project to give the kids skills in both hand tools and machine tools in resistant materials. and it's an excellent start to the year. As well as that, we also do an electronics project, which is a game. The electronics project gives them a chance to program and come up with their own idea while still learning basics of electronics that they might not have picked up on in year 7 and 8. It's a project that students really enjoy doing, and they really come home with something that they really have a good lot of pride in. By the time that students have moved into year 10, they've got more skills and they're more able to build more complex projects. With that in mind, what we then move on to is a project which all students really love, which is the Bluetooth speaker. This is something that all students would like, and to be able to build it themselves and design it themselves is always a treat for them. The Bluetooth speaker introduces complex electronics as well as more difficult metalwork, woodwork and plastics. They use a wide range of tools to build this and different machine techniques as well. It's something which is a really good build-up to their final project, which they'll do in year 11. Once we've built the Bluetooth speaker and they've finally got all the skills they need, we then move on to a completely unique project called the Illumination project. This project is the preparation for their year 11 final design for their final project. The year 10 Illumination project is a completely unique project where they design and build their own lamp or illumination device based on their own design brief. What that means is they come up with something completely unique and can learn the different design styles and techniques that are involved in designing. Students really love this because it's their first opportunity to build something and design something that is completely unique to them. Going into year 11, the students will be able to complete a final year project. The final year project is set at the end of year 10, and it's set using a basic outline given by AQA. When the students get this outline, they then will create a brief, do designs, prototype, and build their final year project. The final year project is something that's assessed, and as such the students get real pride out of the work that they do. Here at Sawtry, we've always been really proud of the work that our students produce in year 11 for resistant materials, and we always have high quality outcomes as well as very good grades from their work. As such, it's something that I feel that as a student taking resistant materials you will get a lot of pride from, and it's something that people come away with a project that they remember forever. The modern resistant materials course in design technology is weighted 50% by 50%. That means half of your grade is an exam and half of your grade is coursework. This is really good for those students who feel they're not necessarily academically inclined, because what it means is your practical and the coursework you complete makes up a massive part of your grade. So if you're somebody who doesn't always do massively well in exams, we can do really well in your coursework, but then maybe your exam isn't as strong, but you'll still get a decent grade from it. The exam paper itself is about 2 hours long and 100 marks, and it's a range of different questions, all the way from electronics to some basic mechanics, to your drawing skills, to material properties, to design skills, all those sort of elements. You'll be given the skills for your exam throughout the 2 years that you're building up to making your project. Resistant materials is one of those courses which lends itself really well to different career fields. It particularly lends itself well to the design and technical career fields. In the design field, you could be designing for the automotive industry, where you could be designing the latest cars. You could be designing products for, say, Apple, where you could be the person who designs the next iPhone. You could even go into designing in the games industry or fashion industry, which I know doesn't seem like it lends itself well to resistant materials course, but the design elements are pretty universal and can be used in all different sorts of design. As well as that, there is also the technical field. The technical field is mainly engineering and construction. So you could be building and designing the next cars and their mechanics. You could even be working in aerospace and robotics, designing and building planes or robots for the future. Resistant materials is also a career that lends itself really well to the armed forces, as there are a lot of technical forces in the Navy, Army, Air Force and Marines. As well as that, resistant materials is also a course that is really good at problem solving. It's kind of a core of what we do in resistant materials and engineering. Problem solving is a trait which is highly sought after in modern industry and careers. And as such, that's why resistant materials lends itself really well to pretty much any career there is. In summary, I think that resistant materials is a course for anybody. And I think that the complex design challenges that we face in modern life is something that anybody would really benefit from. To do the course, I believe that somebody needs to really enjoy both designing and making. If that's for you, then this is the course for you. You also need to be prepared to manage your time and work on your projects. You also need to have a keen interest in using computers and computer software. Resistant materials is one of those courses that students really enjoy doing. Often students turn around to me and tell me that it's the best subject they do in a week. This is why I think we are one of the best subjects you could take in the school, and I really hope to see you in September.